Welcome back, Squatch friends and cryptid enthusiasts. This is a video that I truly didn't want to have to do. Let's start with a reality check. Right here, what you see on your screen is a captured moment from my 19 years of field noting. This entity isn't a shadow, it's an apex predator. During a live stream, I walked up to the base of this very tree. I didn't approach with a weapon, I approached with a greeting. I said hello. He popped his head out, looked at me, acknowledged my presence, and calmly repositioned himself. There was no aggression, no infrasound attack. Now, contrast that with the 2026 headlines. As of mid-April, we are seeing a record-breaking surge in mystery canine fatalities. At least 17 confirmed deaths in the first quarter of this year alone. The news calls it dog attacks. I call them a predatory response to a biological change. Today, we're going to discuss why my zero-dose home is at peace while the rest of the world is being targeted. Cynocephali, the upright canine, or as others would call dogman, operates on a sensory level that humans can't fathom. They don't just see you, they read your pheromone and bioelectric output like a neon sign. For over 19 years now, my family has maintained a natural human signature, but since 2021, a massive variable had been forced into the human population. That would be the COVID-19 shots. These aren't just vaccines, they are mRNA driven to rewrite the biological code. In nature, predators eliminate what is unnatural. If these shots have altered your pheromone or your cellular frequency, you have effectively become a biological glitch in their territory. With the scenario of my household, this would be a controlled group, being that we did not take the jab. Because we are zero dose, that entity in that tree still recognizes me as the same original human he's observed for nearly 2 decades. I am a known clean variable. Others are broadcasting a stimulus that triggers a predatory switch. To understand why this is happening, we kind of have to look at Genesis 6 in the Bible. The word tells us that in the days of Noah, all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. This wasn't just about sin, it was a genetic catastrophe. The Watchers had mixed their seed with humanity, corrupting the original blueprint that, whom we call God, called good. The flood was pretty much the Earth's immune system resetting the genome to preserve a pure bloodline. What if 2026 is a mirror of the days of Noah? Man has again reached into the temple of the genome by allowing a synthetic rewrite of our DNA. Humanity has reintroduced the corruption onto the flesh. These entities that we track, these guardians of the fringe, or the veil we may say, may be the garbage collectors of the natural world. If they are particularly programmed to recognize and eliminate corrupted biology, then the uprise in these attacks is actually a genetic cleansing. When that entity looked down from the tree, he saw a bloodline that hasn't been compromised. He saw the Noahic standard. But when they encounter the altar, they see the return of an antediluvian abomination. They aren't just hunting, they are eliminating an impurity, in their eyes, from the earth. Now, believe it or not, this ties directly into the principle of vibration in a sense. Everything in the universe moves, everything vibrates. The blood in your veins is a conductor of your frequency. If the shots introduced a synthetic dissonance into your blood, You are now broadcasting noise in a hermetic sense. To a high vibrational being, this static is extremely provocative, is an irritant. While my home vibrates at a natural human baseline, the vaccinated world is humming at a frequency that signals pretty much invasive species. This is why we are seeing the ozone smells and the electromagnetic interferences during aggressive encounters. This is the clashing of two incompatible frequencies. I mean, completely incompatible. You see, I choose not to exploit these beings. Like when I'm out in the woods or doing live streams, a lot of you don't see this because beforehand, I literally ask permission to record. I respect their species, not to exploit them. And with that being combined with the clean bloodline, this is why, as you see in some of my videos, they come all the way up to my porch. They're seeking the original, the original bloodlines before it was altered. And my advice to everybody here is that your gear is secondary. Your biology is your primary camouflage. If you have the original blueprint, you have a level of safety that your gear just can't buy you. But on the other hand, if you don't, as far as have the pure bloodline, if you've taken a jab, you need to understand that you are now visible to things that have been in the shadow for a very long time. I mean, they've always been watching us. They've always been there. You might not see them, but they see you. They always have. Watching and waiting. But that's all I have to say today. So, with all this being said, I'm Squatch Topic PA. Keep your bloodline pure. And I mean, as far as introducing synthetic chemicals. Stay tactical. I'll see you guys in the next one. And remember, when you're in the woods, you're never alone. Y'all have a squatch-tastic day. Love, peace, and squatch grease. Bye-bye.